Have you ever heard a priest, pastor, or some other clergyman express his opinion on political topics? I'm sure you have. I have as well. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it can be good or it can be bad. Let me explain. The Church's teachings revolve not just around God and heaven, but also our daily lives. After all, we have to know how to conduct ourselves in our daily lives to earn our ticket to heaven, so to say. The Church and clergy have a complete right to tell us how to conduct ourselves righteously and how to avoid improper thinking, words, and actions. And here's the problem. Politics is a vicious sport, so oftentimes a lot of nasty things are going on behind the scenes, of which some surface in scandals. I think every priest has full right to condemn the politicians for their illicit doings. He also has the full right to point out a political party's immoral agenda. For example, abortion and euthanasia. They are both at odds with one of the Ten Commandments, which tell us not to kill others. Yes, suicide is a sin too, because it counts as killing one person. While I am not completely against abortion in some cases and can understand why some people seek to end their lives, they are both immoral nonetheless, and so the Church has the full right to condemn anyone who supports and propagates such practices. However, this is where things get troublesome. While it used to be different in the past, the Church no longer has any political power. Therefore, it shouldn't butt into politics. When a priest does so, it is simply inappropriate. Now, don't get me wrong. I still stand by my opinion that any politician or political party that deserves criticism should be condemned. However, they should be condemned only and only on the matter that they deserve condemnation for. A priest or the Church shouldn't decide that the people shouldn't vote for such politicians. This is a secular matter and should be left for the faithful to decide on their own. And if a priest takes initiative to denounce a politician and does so with too much enthusiasm, he may heavily influence their decision. Some priests unfortunately go too far in it and express their views instead of remaining impartial and apolitical. I myself have known such a priest back in school, where he taught religion. Now consider this. Kids are especially impressionable, so how could he allow his political leanings to be known? Well, unfortunately it happened. I am sure that at least some of the priests who act like this actually have good intentions. Maybe they think that they are doing something good. Unfortunately, priests are merely human, and they can be wrong. For example, the aforementioned priest was actually a supporter of a party that ultimately supported abortion and other things that went against religious morality. Fortunately, while not all that rare, this sort of thing is not very common either, at least not in my experience. Anyway, please continue to hold your priest as an authority in spiritual matters. But when it comes to politics, I suggest you respectfully listen, but still make your own judgment. Even the Pope, who should be held as infallible on matters of faith, may make considerable mistakes in terms of politics. What do you think? Have you encountered such a matter? Was the priest talking sensibly, or was it unfortunately more of a nonsense? How did you treat it? Please share in the comments.